We are live today. Yes, finally. After fucking weeks of sabotage, we have finally got to work. Thank you for tuning into the Sal Cipolla Show. My name is Sal Cipolla, and I am joined live in studio by my co-host, Mark Sack. Mark Sack, how's it going today, bro?
Sal, what is the good word this week?
I have no idea. Everything seems terrible. The world seems to be falling apart. Fill me in on what's going on with this Hillary Clinton thing.
Well, first of all, if you're a freedom lover and you're into liberty, you should definitely listen to our show, Sal, because that's what we do. We are unfiltered, right? Unfiltered, unfettered, untethered, and we want to fill all you people in. Hopefully you don't listen to the mainstream, lamestream prostitutes, the media. You won't hear any of that garbage here. So what happened this week? It was quite an eventful week. I would say the thing that really got me this week, Bill Clinton taking over an airport, basically. He delayed a plane. Loretta Lynch, our Attorney General, happened to be at the airport that he was in. I guess it was in Atlanta. She's flying going into Phoenix or somewhere down there, somewhere down south, and he went on her plane, and I guess, because she's in charge of this investigation, Hillary Clinton, and the emails, and the whole, with that whole scandal, there's like a scandal a week with the Clintons, and he was able to detain the plane, and I guess, who knows what he was talking to her about, but according to Larry Nichols, if you are a Clinton, he's a Clinton insider, and he was on the Alex Jones radio show the other day, and he said that Clinton, I guess, slipped her a piece of paper with some names on it and some allegations of people that he could drop the dime on, basically, and come out and say bad things about if our Attorney General indicts Hillary Clinton. And apparently Hillary Clinton has a lot to be indicted over, because this email scandal is it's almost like espionage if you look at it, if you know the Espionage Act, but you're not allowed to delete emails. You can't use your own server when you're sending government information. I mean, it just speaks to the arrogance of Hillary Clinton.
I love this whole story, but no, the Clinton dynasty, as I like to put it, they're Teflon. You can't touch them. You can't get anything to stick to them.
So true.
I don't want to see another Clinton, just like I don't want to see another Bush in office. I just want them to disappear from the political sphere whatsoever. And I really think that with this debate coming up with Trump and Clinton, we might get a chance to see this.
Can't wait to see those debates. When is that happening?
I don't know, but
they haven't scheduled them yet, have they?
Did you happen to see earlier this week they were releasing poll numbers, and it had Clinton ahead of Trump 12%. Then the next day they release a new poll where Trump is trailing by 2%. And
it depends on who you poll. When they have those polls, if they're only polling Democrats, of course, then Hillary Clinton is going to be leading that poll. But if you watch MSNBC, you would think that she's leading in a landslide. And then if you turn the channel and put on Fox, then it seems a little closer. So who do you believe? I go by gut and by the people that I speak to on the street, and I try to speak to a lot of people, and you just get the pulse of I just think the media is missing the ball here. I think that Trump, eventually people are gonna. I think he's gonna steamroll Hillary Clinton. I just don't know anybody who likes her other than my parents and my good friend Dave, who is just a staunch Democrat, and he's voting for a party, which is ridiculous in itself, but I don't know a lot of Hillary fans. Do you?
I know I have the misfortune of knowing a few, and I've slept with a few, which is pretty bad too. And while I was talking to one of them,
yes, why do they like her? What is it about her?
This is amazing, because you talk to a lot of people.
She's more trustworthy than Trump, really?
They go, I'm voting for her because she's a woman, and I want to see a woman in office before I die.
I get it. That's cool, but that's not a good reason to vote for a president, right?
But I had one. They gave me two reasons why she liked Hillary Clinton. She's like, why she likes Democrats. I'm sorry, it wasn't even Hillary Clinton. The reason why she liked Hillary Clinton was because she's a woman. Now, I also asked the person why she likes Obama. And this is the two. She's like, Obamacare and gay marriage. And I'm like, that's the two big things.
Those are the
two big things in this country
to like Obama.
We need Obama.
Forget about the fact that he's droning, innocent children in the Middle East, and
they turn that
continuing
stuff
the wars, and it's so funny, right? He's Nobel Peace Prize for what?
Well, watching was it Ganesh D'Souza. And he was debating Tank from
Cenk Uygur.
Cenk from the Young Turks.
Yes.
And he had a really good opening argument. He says, look, if we have a wild card, Donald Trump, and we have someone who we know what they're going to do in office.
Yes.
So which one would you rather take? Do you want to take the person who you know is a criminal, who you know is a crook, or do you want to take the wild card?
I guess people want to They don't know.
I don't.
Take the crook.
I like take the crook. I like Trump. I can tell you what I don't like about him, and other people just come up with these fake things like he's a racist, or
Those are the made up things that they have to listen to and believe when they watch MSNBC or any CNN.
I'm worried about him opening up libel laws. That's a legitimate concern. But
he's not the perfect candidate, but
legitimate concerns.
Not the perfect candidate, but when you look at the alternative, that's what makes him great. Is that I like the fact that he's not perfect. He's real. He seems human. He seems like somebody who's different. He's not the same. It's not like Coke and Pepsi. They're both sugar water. They will rot your teeth if you drink enough of them, okay? He is the alternative. He's the Sprite. Mix in a Sprite. And if it doesn't work 4 years from now, we can go back to Coke. But I mean, can we please?
He's the Mr. Pibb. He's the Mr. Pibb.
Really. And I love how they say that Trump, that he's an unknown, quantity. Really unknown. The guy's been in the public eye for since 1980, right? I mean, the guy has been vetted and feted and any kind of other edit that you would think of.
We know he's a true American.
The guy likes women. He likes to fool around. Who cares if he's had 3 wives? He's gone bankrupt 4 times.
He's never gone bankrupt. See, that's the kind of stuff that gets spread around.
But he has, hasn't he?
No.
Has he gone bankrupt?
He's put
Chapter 11?
Yeah, but not him personally. He has 500 businesses. For that,
many more have done well, I'm sure.
For that fucking, and you know what? That goes to show that that's the type of person you want in office, because when you have someone who approaches things as a businessman, where it's like, okay, do you think that the war on drugs is working?
Yeah.
Do you think that the war on literacy is working? Do you think the war on policy? No. And the government solution is just throw more money at it.
And he's talking about,
and he's talking. And when his business is losing money, he stops it. And that's what we need. We need someone we need a chief Scotsman in office who's going to open up these books. He's going to look at it and be like, "What the?"
I'm not sure how much he's going to be able to do with that with the Congress and.
He's going to go great. You know what?
But the thing about Trump that I like is the fact that some of the things he's saying, like the media should be like, if he wasn't Trump and he was any other candidate, they'd be loving him. Mm-hmm. He's talking about jobs. He's talking about bringing jobs back to America, helping the middle class. I mean, when was the last time you heard a candidate actually talk about helping the middle class? And he's the kind of guy. He says he relates more to the taxi driver than he does to the banker. I mean,
I always hear presidents wanting to help the middle class, but you know what?
Not Republican presidents, though. He hasn't said. Who said that? Bush?
No, Bush wanted to help the middle class. Did he? But he did it the wrong way. He started remember? Okay, I don't know if you remember this. He was giving out what were those things?
Vouchers?
Not vouchers, but when rebates, not rebates, but where he was like stimulus packages to the people, so people were getting like $1,000.
Oh, right, for kids. I remember that.
No, not even kids.
Just whatever.
Any taxpayer, they just gave stimulus.
I don't remember that. I remember something to do with the children.
To try to get the economy going again.
But the point is that most times you don't hear that from the right, and you would expect Hillary Clinton to be talking more about helping the middle class, and you don't hear that. All you hear is bashing Trump, and then when you hear Trump speak, he talks a lot about doing good for the veterans. I mean, a lot of things you want to hear, and if you filter through all the noise that the media wants to hear, he's not a racist, he's not a bigamist. I mean, he's a little off, center here a little bit, but we might need that.
I think he's right on.
I think we need that.
I think he's right on.
He's right on.
I think having a president with decorum is
we don't need that anymore.
It's done. We're done. That. We don't need, we get it. You're fake. You've been playing this game.
Tired of the robots.
I want a real person up there. I want someone who's going to go up teleprompter free, who's going to stutter and stammer. But
curse even. If he dropped a fuck on, it would be awesome, dude. I would be like, yes. I mean, he's human.
I want that.
Right?
I want that, dude. I want a president that's like, that's a dude I want to have a fucking beer with.
Well, for some reason, you mentioned it earlier about the Clintons. They seem to be like Teflon. The Clintonistas, really, because anybody else with all the stuff that's been going on between Benghazi, the emails, she doesn't know how to use her BlackBerry yet. Every photo you see of Hillary, she's on the BlackBerry. She's looking at it, and she's going through emails, and they weren't, and she's telling her daughter one thing, and then meanwhile telling the press another thing about Benghazi. So, I mean, they are Teflon. It's going to be hard to beat that machine, and they have all the insiders, and they probably have a lot of dirt on people. Let's be honest, Sal. There's 2 types of government. Now, you got the shadow government, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and then you have the stuff that they put forth that the public sees. And the Clintons are knee deep in that dark underbelly.
Oh, of course they are. They go all the way back to Watergate. Hillary Clinton was a part of Watergate.
I mean, think about it.
it's a scary thing when you think about how long these people have been in
They're able to
Washington.
do stuff like hold planes on airport tarmac so that the president or the former president could go and strong arm the attorney general and tell her, hey, listen, you better not indict my wife. If you do, this is what's going to happen.
I'll tell you what, though. See, this is always the way to tell if the presidential candidate, well, not even the presidential candidate, because unfortunately it's too late, if the president is the real deal or not. And what happens is you can tell the presidents are all in this club because the first thing that they do when they go into office is they pardon all the previous president and vice president of all crimes. Obama, when he first went into office, one of the first things he did was pardon Dick Cheney and President Bush of all war crimes, or of any crime committed while they were sitting in presidency and vice presidency, whatever you want to call it. Now, if Trump does this in his first week in office, we know Trump was bad.
That's when you usually know. Within the first week, you know.
You know that the wolves have rolled over. So I would like to see,
It is amazing, though, at this point.
Obama's going to pardon Hillary, whatever happens.
Absolutely. I don't think she's going to get indicted because...
It doesn't matter. Yeah, if she gets indicted,
according to...
Obama's going to pardon her, and it's just going to look bad.
It's not going to make a difference, According to, McClatchy?
No,
the news source, McClatchy writer Nita Kumar, she has heard sources that she might be charged with the Espionage Act, which has something to do with deleting emails that you're not supposed to, and so basically, if that happens, they're trying to say she's not going to get indicted, but any other, like he was saying, any other person probably would have been indicted by now.
No, of course.
Let's be honest.
Some of the things. Look at Bradley Manning. They went on a hunt for Bradley Manning.
So they may be this is according to McClatchy writer Nita Kumar. Investigators may be examining whether or not the former Secretary of State violated not only the Espionage Act but sections of Title 18 as well, which could be looking into potential violations, which deals with unauthorized removal and retention of classified documents or material. So you're not allowed to do that when you're sending classified material. You should be using government servers. She didn't do that. That's basically right. That's the crux of the problem, and that's a violation of the espionage. So technically, she could be. I mean, you call her a criminal, and it's kind of a goof, but it is true.
She does a great job of going on TV and saying, "I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't realize it." But
it's a lot of subterfuge.
She was told that she had to sit through a whole course on what she can and cannot do with these emails.
They're smart people. I mean, she's a Rhodes Scholar, right? I mean, and Bill was a Rhodes Scholar too.
So the only person that didn't. So there's like a 99. So there's a 99% like completion rate of Rhodes Scholars. Like no one has ever. The only people that have never made it through, have died.
I didn't know you were a Rhodes Scholar. That's an expert, Sal. Seriously, man, this is shocking.
So every single person who's been accepted into this, right, who's been brought into this, has made it through, or have died, except for one person.
Is that Hillary Clinton?
No,
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, he was kicked out because of rape allegations.
Are you serious? Oh my God, rape allegations.
He was kicked out.
Oh God, it's always something with Bill.
No, it's always rape.
It's always rape with Bill. That's terrible.
Always rape.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's friends with Bill Cosby, I think, right? Aren't they buddies or something?
I don't know.
But
the whole thing is this. You know what? I don't mean to give different degrees of rape.
Yes. Okay. This is never. It's a rape is rape.
Bill Cosby will drug you.
Yes.
Apparently, right?
Bill
is violent, and it's always the same MO. Like he beats the girl, he bites her lip.
Does he really?
Yeah,
that's the thing?
That's the thing. It's always the same MO with Bill and all these allegations.
But you got to figure that they have a lot of dirt on people, and so probably people in very high places. Otherwise, they would both be in jail by now. I mean, how do you not explain that, right? I mean, the guys... So many people have come out and said these things, yet it's hard to substantiate. But getting back to the polls too, Sal, and as far as the polls are concerned, you got to always look at who took the poll, and if they're polling 1,000 people, I mean, really,
if I go on the drug report, right, and I go look at a poll, it's going to be skewed. Like it's
you got to consider if you want, as opposed to if you go on the subway in Manhattan somewhere and you ask 1,000 people on the subway, you're probably going to get a lot of Clinton, but you might get a couple of Trump people, but you're mostly going to be Clinton fans, I'm sure.
So I lived and worked in the city for a while, and I was a server in Manhattan. And it was funny because I used to wear my Ron Paul, what's it called, Choose Liberty, like 2012 bracelet.
How'd that go over?
Oh man, no one really ever noticed.
Nobody cares, man.
But the people, I think a lot of these people didn't even know who Ron Paul was out there. But there were some times where someone would stop me, right, while I was like serving the table, and I was like, I like your bracelet, and would leave me like a ridiculously huge tip, and it's like, there's not a lot of us out here.
Us Ron Paul people have to stick together. together?
There was one time I was working in Midtown, and so there were these. Actually, I had no idea who this guy was, but apparently he's part of this big like skit group, this Christian conservative skit group, and this
must be a hoot.
Does. No, and they're great. They do really good Christian stuff, really good Christian morals, and it's the good humor. It's a good fun. And I had no idea. And I was waiting on him and his family, and the guy looks at my bracelet. He's like, do you